I glanced to my right and saw another interrogation room, much like the one that I was previously in. There was another table, with another black sheet covering a device, which I assumed was another orbiter, or maybe one from a previous Ike launch. Right next to it sat Alan, who was alone in the room. He didn't see me, and unfortunately that was the last time I ever saw him. I was driven back to my home in the same caravan I was transported in before. I didn't know what to think. Once back home, I immediately drove to work. I had to tell them, but it was locked. None of the lights were on. From there, I decided to go by Alan's home first, and he wasn't home as expected, but wanted to see if his family had heard from him. Not only was his family not home, his house was empty, and there was a for sale sign out front. I finally found one of my coworkers who was home. She was the front office lady. Don't ask me how I knew everyone's address. She answered the door and listened. I panicked and told her everything. The escort from my home, the desert building, the recovery of the orbiter, and finally the image of the solarized device with what was written on it. She sighed, and slowly started closing the door, and whispered, "Just go home." I never saw Alan, Roy, or any of my coworkers ever again. Like, follow, and subscribe for more.